Welcome back to episode 15 of the Bitch Why Are We Friends podcast.
I still
Um,
don't know.
Me either. It's almost like the more episodes we do, the less I am able to answer that question.
Yeah, it's almost like it's tearing us apart.
Let's still do it anyway, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only way I really have contact with you at this point.
Right? So it's simultaneously bringing us together and tearing us apart.
Yeah, I think I hate you more than I've ever hated you before.
And that's saying a lot.
It's saying a lot.
Well, I think that maybe this is the definition of a toxic relationship,
Yeah, I think so.
but I've got nothing better to do with my time. So
Yeah, it's just this pandemic. It's the only thing holding us together.
it's something to wake up for. What a
At least on
horrible,
Monday.
what a
Yeah,
horrible thought.
it really is.
Wow. Anyway, so how have you been?
I knew how I was about 5 minutes ago until you asked me, and now I completely forgot everything I've done this last week. I think
Like,
I was doing well though. It's not actually, I'm not in the total lost week of December type of situation, but there's still this thread of laziness that's dragged into January. So, I mean, I have, like a lot of people, been, just stuck on kicks, kicks and binges of things, as I assume that you are too, because I haven't heard from you for a while.
yeah, I also just don't really like talking to you. So
That's true, but usually you send me a lot of hate mail. I think you're pretty
that's,
busy these days.
I like to spread it out a little and not send all of my hate mail to the same person all the time, you know?
Right. All that good content. You don't want me to just
I don't
get
want to
bored
I don't want
with
to
all
waste
your,
I don't want to waste it all on you.
but you also want to be able so that, if you send just like good videos,
Yeah.
like you don't want to send them all at once, otherwise you can't really appreciate each one. I can't talk today.
Appreciate. Yeah. Exactly. You get
That's
it.
the worst pronunciation ever. Appreciate.
It was pretty bad.
So speaking of unhealthy binges, well, that's subjective, but what kind of things are you binging these days?
Oh, the last couple of days I've definitely been binging on ice cream and chips, which I don't know if it's like binging, but I definitely regret it
Just
afterwards.
just for clarification's sake, are these Canadian chips or English chips?
Crisps.
Crisps.
Yeah.
Crisps
Get
appreciation. No, that's just, but also like French fries and other crisps in the English sense. Those do taste good with ice cream as
Oh,
well.
definitely. I don't eat them together. It's sort of
Oh,
like
what?
alternate, and it's like an
You don't eat
alternating.
them together?
No, it's like an alternating
Oh my
thing.
God.
I either binge on ice cream or I binge on
No.
crisps.
No, put some ice cream in a bowl and cover it with crack, just like crumple up some chips on top.
I'm not there. I'm not there
Okay.
yet.
You'll get there. But when you do, can you please let me know? Because I want to live vicariously through your thin body.
It's not as thin as it was. I'll tell you that. Although I am like, I've got that hormonal bloat going on. So
Can you imagine if we switched bodies? I would take your body and I would do horrible things with it. I would go eat so many donuts and walk through the forest and get shat on by owls. It'd be
shat out,
great.
shat out by owls.
Or shat out by owls, yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I would also do horrible, disgusting things with your body. So
I bet.
eat all kinds of meat, roll around at the dump.
Have
Walk,
sex with hobos.
wander around in the sewers.
I,
Yeah.
I would just take all my clothes off and walk down the street naked as you and get
Well,
arrested.
wow. People would be too awestruck to arrest me. Or
Haven't you always wanted to be arrested though?
not really. I've always been afraid that I might get arrested. I don't think that's the
Oh.
same.
I thought you've always wanted to live up to, big shoes and get arrested.
Oh. Live up to my true potential. It
Hmm.
depends what I'm getting arrested for.
Right.
It's misleading the way you're saying it.
Well, I'd be
Like
doing some pretty horrible things.
like I don't want to get arrested for, pushing a person onto the SkyTrain tracks or anything like
Oh,
that, but you
right.
know,
That's a good idea.
chaining myself to an old growth tree and, like spitting in some cop's face. Sure.
Right. How about I go naked as you and chain myself to a big tree and say and yell, "Save the owls! Save all the owls!"
Give me another mm, 5 weeks with this fitness app I'm doing. Because if I'm going to be photographed in that way with the chain, like if there are going to be like chains around me and stuff, like I don't want, um, yeah, I don't want to look like bread baking around twine,
Hmm. You know what else I would
you
do with
know?
your body? I would get into foot porn because you have these tiny little cute feet. I'd let men jizz all over my toes.
No.
Okay, so ice cream and chips. Those are good
Yeah,
bingey things. Are you
yeah.
combining those with anything else?
Exercise, yes. This fitness app
Mm,
that I was mentioning. Yeah, so I binge on that stuff. I binge on I've been watching a lot of stuff, some of it
porn.
old, porn, some of it old, some of it new.
What's the
One of
old?
them, one of them, it looked like, I don't know, the girl really, I swear she looked just like you. Um,
What? What is this? What bullshit? No one has ever sent me anything and said, people have often said this act, whatever, and then I see it and I'm like, Juliette Lewis? No, I'm sorry. I'm like 4 sizes bigger than Juliette Lewis. If anybody looks like her, it's my younger sister, but I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So I'm curious. Is it a porn? Is it a porno that you're,
yeah,
is
no,
that,
it's definitely a porno.
hmm.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not.
Okay, well, that could actually be me then. So,
That's why I was pretty sure it was you. I don't know, Juliette Lewis. There is someone that you remind me of. You have a celebrity doppelganger.
no.
It,
Okay, but there are celebrities that you look like too. And they actually do look like you, like that man that I can't remember the name of.
Sean White.
Yeah, that guy.
Fuck you. And
Hey, you sent that to me. You placed that bit of information in my lap and I can't not use it.
I was trying to get some sympathy because some fucking student said it and then called me Miss White for the rest of the year.
There was another person too. Who was it recently that I sent you and I said, this looks exactly like you. This person looks exactly like you.
I don't
Oh,
remember that.
fuck. It was recent. And then we brought the
Really?
Sean White thing back up again because of it. Yeah.
Someone told me once that it was Kristen Stewart, and I don't see it
I'm
because
sorry. I'm sorry. I hate to laugh.
that was mean. I
Actually,
I
when I
do
think of
have
her
sort of
without
a
makeup, you do squint a lot. Like when I was growing up, people called me Squinty, but then I met you and I'm like, how can she even see? Like when we're
sometimes I can't.
when we're laughing together, I can see that both of us can't see. And it's just two squinty people squint laughing at each other. It's just that you are so adverse to looking at people other than yourself, that you have evolved these squinty eyes that just squint everything out, that you don't have to look at them. I would be interested actually, because I'm curious who this person, this mystery person, because I have a very unique, weird face. I don't think anybody looks like me, but you can try. You can send it to me, and I'm curious now. But
No, there's more than one person, and actually, a friend of mine, who I met, I don't know, like last year or something. It was alarming.
I would also like to see that, because I think it's bullshit. So sorry, you said you were binging stuff that's old and new, and I'm curious what those are.
So yeah, so you can mock me. I know. What like I frequently rewatch shows that I've seen before, but it's always the same shows. Like I
Mm-hmm.
have a set of shows that I will go back to and like
Oh yeah,
cycle through.
that's for comfort. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a self-soothing thing that I do,
yeah.
and I'm not alone in that. So I one of the shows I've been rewatching from the beginning again recently, currently is Community.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good
And
one.
it is a really good one, and there's nothing to make fun of about that. So fuck off.
No,
And
no, no. That's one of my self-soothers too. I recently been going to sleep to Parks and Rec, just watching Andy dive into the pit, you know, and then crawl into his tent half naked. Just like, there
really
are some
soothes your soul.
TV shows that you just need to go back to because it's familiar and the people are just, there's nothing completely horrible that happens, you know the
Yeah.
ceiling. But I mean, I think we do that, and in the past people did it with books. I just mean historically we've always had this thing where even if we've heard it before, seen it before, it's just soothing. People would gather around for stories, and even though they'd heard this story a million times, they wanted to hear it again. And books, rereading our favorite books and getting back to our favorite characters, and they're like old friends. So yeah, I think I've listened to the same 5 songs the last year. It's just people shit on TV like, oh, you're rotting your brain, but I just don't think that's true. It also helped some people survive through some very stressful times, just, immersing yourself. I mean, people say it's unhealthy, whatever, but the thing is that you can look back and we've always had this sort of need to come back to stories and stuff like that.
Yeah. And
Yeah, so
binge on things.
exactly. We're in a
Gotta get that
especially
dopamine hit.
especially right now. I mean, I think we should just give ourselves a break. All those super judgy people that are just, great. That's how you maybe can deal with all of this. But other people need escapism, need to, they need that. So yeah, Community is a good one.
Yeah.
There's no
Right.
making fun of you. So now now you're just
I ruined it for you.
yeah, exactly. So what's the old one then? Or is that what you meant
No,
by old?
that's the old one. But then I rewatched Killing Eve in anticipation of the new final season coming out next month.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I do not know that show.
Wow. Well, I'm not surprised. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's I resisted watching it for a long time because people raved about it and went on and oh, you'll love it. It's so good. And then I feel like, what if it doesn't live up to the hype? And then I have to admit to those people that like, man, I wasn't that into it. And then it's just a whole thing. But no, it's really good. Good acting,
Mm-hmm.
interesting story. Who doesn't like assassins? Assassins with a sense of humor and like a real flair.
I think that's
So
why what turned me on to Deadpool way back in the day when there weren't any movies yet in the comics. It's like he's a deadly merc, he's a merc, but he's also sassy and witty and funny. And I think that combination is interesting.
yeah, but it turns out that a lot of people, just based on some information gathering, many people are doing similar things. They're rewatching series from a long time ago. Gilmore Girls was a popular one that came up.
Oh,
Um,
these are people that you asked about.
yeah. Friends
Okay.
is another
Right.
one. How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Um,
Sometimes I dip back in that.
Desperate Housewives. My parents are currently, I don't know if they could be said to be binging. They don't really binge on anything except
Right.
being productive.
What was it that came up that Betty White called the Desperate Housewives the like the hoes of the neighborhood or something or the like I can't remember what it was, but it's pretty funny. But it's interesting that your dad watches that too.
It's honestly, I think it's pretty interesting that either one of them watches it. They were shocked when I was shocked that they watched it and said, "What? It's funny." So
Hmm.
guess I
Interesting.
can't guess I can't say anything.
Yeah,
Um,
well, everybody has their, I mean, really, I've really don't judge people's choices because, we all have
that's a
our
lie. That's a
our
lie.
things, except for you. That's
Yeah,
different.
you're a judgmental bitch.
Just to you though, because I hate
Mm,
you.
yeah, well,
Other people's decision, like people, I've been at a party where somebody left their iPod on and hooked up to the stereo and Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake came on and all these people's eyebrows shot up and they just were like running and I was just like, come on, just like leave this person alone. If they want to fucking get into their head with, Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears, maybe it's their workout list, I mean, like, who
mm.
cares?
So there are some good shows out there people are binging, but the consensus is that when people watch shows, they binge them.
Yeah, I mean, I did that just with you. I just,
With
it was
me,
with you.
I don't. I'm not on it. I don't have a show.
Okay, we're not doing this bit again.
It's funny because I was also watching you earlier today.
Yeah. It was funny because I haven't, the last episode, oh, haha, the last
No,
season,
I
like
was. So go
the,
on.
I watched the last season weeks ago, but then without a beat, I was just like, I want to start it over because it was just weird. So I almost immediately started, then it sort of fizzled out and I'm like, well, I'll wait for a while.
Right.
But it also made me, some people have made comparisons to Dexter and they're like, oh, this guy is so much better than Dexter and stuff. But actually, it made me miss Dexter because I liked Dexter. He was just a different creature, but it made me. So then I started, we're like, I wouldn't say binging it because we're just because there's only like 10 episodes. So we're just taking one a night, but the new Dexter. So
Yeah, I finished it yesterday.
yeah, don't tell me. But I think we're only on the third episode and it's not as bad. Sometimes when shows come back, it's just like, oh God,
It's painful.
should never have come back.
I miss Dexter in Miami. I
Yeah, of
miss that Dexter, but
course. There'll never be anything like, the height of it when he was chasing the Trinity killer. That was like the best,
yeah.
But I mean, they did a pretty good
Oh,
job. I mean, I've only
yeah,
seen like 3 episodes, but they're doing a pretty good job. But mostly, I think I've just been binging video games, actually.
interesting.
Well, I've just been, this was, okay, people, what, like how many years ago? Why, I don't know why I'm asking you because you wouldn't know, but like the PS4 came out like a while back. It's not brand new or anything, but we didn't get one. So we've been so it feels like I'm explaining something to somebody who's never, because you're just so, you don't give a shit about video gaming. So I just,
No,
there's,
I like some video games, but like Super
I'm
Mario
just,
Brothers
I'm just teasing.
is a
There's like there's a limit to what you can play on one because they stop making games for your system.
oh right.
So we've had a PS3 for fucking forever, and it's great because it's like it's a great machine. It just keeps going. Why would we get a new one? But then of course it's like, well, because you're out of games too. So
Right.
this is the first time I've actually had a game to explore that um that I for years and years and years, a new game because I've been replaying games and stuff like that. And then anyways, so I haven't actually been on video game binges in a really long time. Um, but I've been playing so much in the last 4 days, I think. I think it's only been like 4 days since we finally got controllers for it. That I actually started to experience vertigo. And it sounds funny, but I was so nauseous and actually um my whole like inside of my body was moving, and I kept saying like, you can't feel that, like it feels like we're having an earthquake over and over and over. And he was like, I think you need to take a break tomorrow. It was just really intense, and I've played games all my life. I've never been one of those people to experience such motion sickness. So, and I didn't even play for that long. It was just like a few hours during the day. But I guess I'm just out of it. I'm getting old.
Yeah,
Is this getting old thing? Getting
I
your
think
Because I noticed when I was a kid, when we were on roller coasters, my mom got super motion sick, and she's like, it's because I'm getting old. And I'm like, oh great, is the motion sickness thing a getting old thing? Because that would really suck.
I hate to break it to you, but I got a little bit motion sick on an elevator the other day.
Oh God.
After I
But
got
there
off
are
the elevator,
reasons. Oh, that's just wow.
I felt I felt kind of like, whoa.
Like you'd been at sea for 6 months.
Yeah. Like that time my family took an Alaskan cruise.
Yeah. I I've experienced that too. But yeah. So I've been binging games, specifically Fallout 4, and people who play it will know just how fucking huge it is, and all the things that you have to do, and it's just
Do and do? That's
yeah, well
too
you
that's too much.
too much to do, but it's like it's really enjoyable, and the people who create it have such a cool, they're just, some of it's like a sick sense of humor where you just, the things that they set up for you to see, okay, just for an example, you wander into an apocalyptic area of a resort town where there's a lake there and stuff, and everything's blown out, and these ghouls rush at you. But instead of the old game where it just says feral ghouls or, you know, whatever, they have names now, some of them. So there's
Wow.
this Mrs. Sumner was, I blew her, I blew Mrs. Sumner's arms off, and she ran around the cabin. And I was just, finally, when I killed her, um, I found a shot glass on her body, and I assumed that Mrs. Sumner was some sort of resort lush, some white lady that would sit on her porch and drank booze and take quaaludes or something. I don't just she just each one of them sort of has, it's so designed now, like it's that everything has personality now. I mean, the old games are cool too, but this one is just, there's so much thought put into every single thing
Like
that
Free
is,
Guy.
well, like what?
Like Free Guy.
What's Free Guy?
Where the AI, oh no, I don't want to spoil it.
Oh,
It's a movie. It's a movie
I tried to
about,
watch a
yeah.
robot movie last night, but half of it, like we fast forwarded to see where the androids were going to come in again, and
Yeah.
we were like most the way through the movie, and we just were like, wow, not even, and so we just didn't watch it. It's just
Wow.
um, but it's like number 4 in Canada right now. It's like,
Oh no, I look at that stuff and it just like I just weep for my country.
but the trailer looks so cool. There's like
It,
androids with like faces melting off and running at you and stuff. And then you watch 30 minutes of the movie and you're like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to listen to these people bicker about her being pregnant. It's just like, I don't know.
oh, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, with the kid from, well, she used to be a kid in that movie with Nicolas Cage. where he's a superhero and she's a superhero. She's got like
Oh,
four
I thought I
names.
recognized her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in the
She was on,
movie,
I think she was on 30 Rock
oh, okay.
as the granddaughter.
Well, in the movie, she was pregnant, and when they
Mhm.
run into a camp, the guys are asking these dumb questions like, "Do you have any weapons?" and stuff, and then they're like, "What is the girl hiding under her shirt?" Like, what if she was just fat? Like, she's not even that big. She's tiny. She's smaller than I am, pregnant, and I'm like, so what would they say about what? Like, that's just, anyways. It's just some of the writing is really bad, and I was expecting more androids. So, if your robot movie has actual robots in it,
No,
then I would
it's
be interested.
well, it's AI in the sense that like they're programs, but they
Right.
think they're real.
Okay. Okay.
So like they're the background characters in a video game.
Interesting.
But yeah. Anyway, it was good, and it's got the same. One of the main characters is played by the same actor who plays Villanelle on Killing Eve.
Hmm.
So there's that connection again.
Right.
Yeah, she does everything. She's kind of amazing.
I kind of feel that way about the woman on the third season of You because she's been on several other things that I've watched. And I don't know why, but I really just like watching her face. She just has this face
The
and
the
these,
wife character,
yeah,
which
and these little ears that stick out
um,
that I just,
she is a little bit like a little elf or a fairy.
yeah. I think specifically, I really liked her in Bly Manor. She was a good character.
I have seen her in many things. She has one of those faces. She also looks like there's another actor that she looks a lot like.
You?
Anyway, right?
Is she your doppelganger?
Fuck off. I didn't say that I look like Kristen Stewart. Someone said that to me.
It's those
Be-
smoky eyes of yours.
it's because it's because I never wash my hair and I stand around letting my mouth hang open.
And then you go off and fuck vampires. I know that that's exactly what you are. I actually have never seen those movies before. Does she really
But
fuck vampires?
just the one.
Just the one. Okay.
Yeah. One is enough. There are a number of things that people are binging on. One person confessed that they are in fact binging on themselves, and I don't want to know what that means. But
Masturbation.
yeah, I have a suspicion.
I know this is anonymous, but was it a man or a woman?
I think we both know
Do we?
that it was a man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a male identifying individual,
Right. So people
in spite of his haircut. Sorry, it's mean.
cut that, cut that.
Cut, cut, cut,
Um
cut.
yeah, so some people obviously want to point to lack of you know, what, just no direction in life or depression or all these things. They point at things for the reason why people go on these binges where we just fall down a well.
Candy Crush. Well,
Yeah, but sometimes it's just, I mean, when it, like that guy binging on himself, I mean,
I think the phrasing of my question is if you're not binging on TV, is there anything else you can't get enough of?
right, okay, well, that, hey, I'm glad he's honest.
Yeah. Well,
Some people right now I know are, I guess they would deem it binging because they're obsessively exercising. They're running. I look out the window and there's
mhm.
there's this same person that lives in our neighborhood that just runs every single day. Doesn't matter if it's snowing, doesn't matter anything. They want to run outside right in front of my window, and it's just all the time. And some people have that like obsessive exercise binges and stuff like that, which is interesting. And that's
Yeah.
fine. Maybe they really need the dopamine. Maybe they really need
Yeah.
uh, to be active.
I really need the dopamine. And
Yeah.
lately, anytime I smoke pot and I'm like remotely stoned, the only thing I can possibly imagine doing is exercising. And it's weird.
Mhm. It just feels good because also, especially when you're doing stuff like hit programs and other types of things, kind of it turns into a dance, and then you're dancing, and then I mean, like, there's certain things that can turn into dancing, and dancing feels really good. So then you can just get it all out there.
Yeah, I've been using this app that's got all the different things on it. You can work out with
Mhm.
celebrities.
Oh
You can,
boy.
yeah.
um I'm just
Which
thinking of the celebrities.
Danny
Yeah, I
DeVito.
want to work out with Danny DeVito. That's my speed. And maybe actually that's unfair to say. Maybe he's a monster, at the
He's a
gym.
he's a beast on the elliptical.
Can you imagine? He'd probably be amazing on the elliptical.
He would. He would.
Yeah.
Who else would we like to work out with? What other celebrities? Um,
Oh, uh, my mind just went complete. What are
I've
celebrities?
never, I don't know a single famous person. I can't even think of them.
No, I
Um,
can't. I can't think of a single
I
one.
would, I Betty White, obviously, and not just, but like her death notwithstanding, I think that she'd be kind of fun to do like
Yeah.
a workout class with because she would probably
Oh,
just
yeah.
get up
All
and
that.
leave part way
Yeah.
through.
And all that sass too. Just,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, exactly. Any of the Golden Girls. Let's
Yeah.
just say. Let's just say it.
I really like some of the workout. And I say workout. I think they yoga? I can't remember, but the videos that John H. Benjamin uploaded. For anybody who doesn't know, he's the voice of Archer, and just some of his. I would strongly advise you to go watch some of his yoga videos. He creates
Oh,
some new poses, and they're poses that I think are really beneficial, and I love doing. So
that
I
H.
would.
John. He's like, is there anything he doesn't do?
um
Shave his beard.
I don't think he shaved his beard.
Yeah, that's one thing he doesn't do for sure. Yeah, I bet there are other things he doesn't do. Ovulate.
You don't think that he ovulates?
It's a theory that he has never ovulated.
How do you know unless
It's
he
a
tells you?
it's a theory, exactly, and you can have theories. You just can't say that you've proven them until you've done the research you know and had it peer reviewed, etc. So that's why I said it's a theory as opposed to saying that I know for a fact that he has never ovulated.
Regardless.
So don't fucking try to come for me, okay?
Regardless, if you want to do one of his famous moves, I think he calls it the dying dog. Um, go go check him out. You know what's hilarious? Speaking of exercises and stuff, I'm getting a sedentary alarm on my watch right now because I've been sitting too long.
it just shames you a little and then stops.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just a little bit of shaming every few hours.
we're apex predators. The fact that we can be lazy and sit around and do nothing is a testament to how successful we are.
Click some buttons and people will bring us food.
People forage for us.
Yeah, exactly. Especially, I love Instacart. You can, like, you know, Sarah is shopping your order now. I'm just like naked with everything hanging out with the controller in my hand. Oh, good, Sarah, you better hurry up, you bitch. I really need my stuff. So, besides ocular binges and things to entertain us, did any of those people respond with food binges? Because I know that you did as well, but I'm just curious.
No. One was Harry Potter audiobooks.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And then and yeah. And then I guess visual also, but in a different way, were the books of Nick Offerman. And there's a connection to your Parks and Rec.
Hmm.
We're all about making connections on this show.
He is the best character. I wish I could be him. In fact, when I watch that show, rewatching this again, I kind of feel like sometimes you remind me of the main character.
Leslie?
Yes.
No. Wow. Oh, because of the candy?
Cece, nope. I don't know, just some of the things. You're very studious to the point of there's just I don't know why, just some of the things she says, now that I rewatch it, I'm kind of just like, oh my God, sometimes Cece is just yeah. Anyways, so so then
I am not
I
a hoarder. I just want to put that out there. I am not a hoarder.
is she a hoarder? Don't remember.
Yeah, she's totally a hoarder.
Is this what
She's
happens?
obsessive. She's very obsessive.
This is what happens when you get older. You can rewatch things many times because you fucking forget them. It was interesting hearing other people's binges, though I'd like to have heard a little bit more. I'm curious if anybody wants to give us something to talk about. Even if the topic is super like stupid and outrageous, I would still be willing to do it.
Yeah. Well, there's one I mentioned it to you a while back, but maybe you didn't realize that it was suggested by someone else. So maybe you'll take it seriously now that you don't think it's my idea.
Okay, what was that?
Well, now I don't want to talk about it anymore because you
Oh,
fucking ruined it.
okay. I think there's one final thing that we should address, and
Okay.
it's that I have only had whiskey I've only consumed whiskey today.
All you've had to eat today is some whiskey.
Exactly. It was some chewy whiskey.
Gross.
But I would like to officially apologize to H. John because I mispronounced his name.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
Harry John, which is funny because John can be used for a certain Johnson, Harry Johnson. That and also just because he is maybe I guess you'd call a balding man, which I love. And just his name it's just funny to me. So and he's one of my absolute favorites. So I'm sorry that I butchered your name
Yeah.
earlier, but
Yeah.
his name earlier. But
You'll see. You'll all see next week. My episode idea will have been vetoed for something else, but whatever. It'll just be another episode of us listening to drunk Didi butcher the names of her so-called favorite voice actors.
he's the only voice actor. He does everything. If you think about it, he's all the voices of Archer. He's also all the voices of Rick and Morty. That's just all of him. He just goes by different names.
Wait, what?
He has a
You're
very diverse vocal range.
you're canceled.
He's also Homer Simpson. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Coach McGurk forever. Coach McGurk for fucking ever.